recording of Nectar and a Sieve by Kamala Markandaya, Part 1, Chapter 5. In all the years of our tenancy, we had never seen the Zimmerdar who owned our land. Sabaji acted for him, and being a kindly, humane man, we counted ourselves lucky. Unlike some, he did not extract payment in kind to the last grain. He allowed us to keep the gleanings. He did not demand from us bribes of food or money, nor did he claim for himself the dung from the fields, which he might easily have done, stipulating only that Callie and I should gather our share on different days to avoid arguments. This way we got fairly equal quantities, and there was no bad blood between us. One morning, so early that the dew still jeweled the grass and the clamor of the tannery had not yet begun, I went out on my errand. It was as well to go out early, otherwise you could never tell how much had already been taken by urchins, for dung was easy to sell and commanded a good price. Several times before, I had seen boys on the land and had chased them from it, but without succeeding in getting hold of their loot. That morning there was a lot of pickings. I soon filled the small basket I had with me. As I bent down for the last handful, I became aware that someone was watching me. It was Kenny, thinner than when I had last seen him. But how could I ever forget him? Leaving my basket, I ran to him, dirty hands and all, with a glad, welcoming heart. "My lord, my benefactor," I cried. "Many a time I have longed to see you. Now at last you come." I bent down to kiss his feet, shod as they were in leather shoes. He withdrew them quickly and told me to get up. I am not a benefactor," he said, "nor a lord. What ails you?" "You are my benefactor," I said stoutly. Have I not 5 sons to prove it?" "Am I to blame for your excesses?" said he, grimacing, but his eyes were alight with laughter, no doubt, at my crestfallen face. "Come with me," I said, recovering myself. "You shall see them, excesses or not." "For a few minutes only. I am busy," he replied. And as I picked up my basket and he peered in. "I see you collect dung and take it with you. Is it not for the land?" "Indeed, no. Dung is too useful in our homes to be given to the land, for it is fuel to us and protection against damp and heat and even ants and mice. Did you not know?" "Too well," he answered shortly. "I have seen your women forever making dung cakes and burning them and smearing their huts. Yet I thought you would have known better, who live up by the land yet think of taking from it without giving." "What substitute, then?" I said quietly. He made no reply, but came after me. All the children were awake, waiting for their morning meal of rice water. Nathan was working in the fields, and I sent one of the boys to call him in. For Kenny, I spread a mat, and he sat down while we grouped ourselves about him. But I could see he was not accustomed to sitting cross-legged on the floor. His knees instead of resting on the mat sprang up aslant like the horns of a bull. And I was uncomfortable for him, and distressed that I had nothing else to offer. And Ira strained the rice water into wooden bowls for us. The rice itself we kept for our midday meal. But to one bowl she added a handful of the cooked rice and a little salt, which we could not afford for ourselves, and this she handed to Kenny, stooping low and keeping her eyes down. "My daughter, Irrawadi," I said, proud that she should know her duties to a guest. Kenny took the bowl from her with a smile. "You are a good cook for one so young," he said, laying his hand for a moment on her head. She did not raise her eyes, but her face kindled, and I was pleased too that he should notice my child. He spoke to each of the others in turn until Murjan, my third son, came bouncing and leading his father by the hand. "You have heard me tell of Kenny often enough," I said. "This is he, friend to my father's house. So much I said, and 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 left the other unsaid. My husband made namaskar. I have, he replied formally, and I am happy that he should honor our poor household by his presence. Yet not so poor, the other replied politely, for the woman of your house do you credit, and you have begotten 5 healthy sons. My heart quailed at his words, for fear he should betray me, yet no betrayal. Since how could he guess my husband did not know I was gone to him for treatment? Why had I, stupidest of women, not told him? I waited, gnawing my lip, but he said no more. Kenny came often to our house thereafter. Of himself he did not speak, of wife or children or parents or home. I held my tongue, for I felt to ask would be to offend him. Yet he had a love for children. Mine were always eager to see him, making a great fuss of him when he came. And he for his part would suffer them patiently, often bringing with him half a coconut or ladus made with nuts and rolled into balls with jaggery, which the children loved. Once he came while I was suckling Selvum, my youngest son, who had turned 3, and saw that my breasts were sore where the child's mouth had been. The boy is long past weaning, he said, frowning. Why do you force it? We had to sell our goat, I said. I could no longer afford to buy milk. But while my son is young and needs it, I will give it to him. Thereafter he brought me a little cow's milk when he could, or sent it with one of the children from the village, who were always glad to help him, for he had a way of attracting children. There was ever a troop following him about. As before, he came and went mysteriously. I knew little beyond the fact that he worked among the people of the tannery, treating and healing their bodies during long hours, and then going to his lone dwelling. But when he left the village, for days or years at a time, nobody knew where he went or what he did. And when he returned, he was more of a taciturn than ever, and none dared ask.